What's good, peeps? Good morning or good afternoon by the time this video goes up. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're all doing very, very well. All right, where am I? Don't forget as well, please, if you're new to the channel, to press that subscribe button. Also, don't forget as well, please, to like and share. Thank you very, very much. All right, this might be a long video, you know, so probably best to press pause now and go and grab a coffee and come back and let's do this. All right, before we start, I just want to shout out a couple of small businesses. I did say that I want to shout out a couple of businesses to help and promote their business, just because, I mean, these are people that have watched the channel for such a long time as well. So they've supported me by watching the channel. So why not show a bit of love back? All right, the first one is from Stephen Neal, who's an author who writes and sells guidebooks to help people escape into the UK wild. He also has a small drone business as well. He does deliveries, so anywhere in the UK. So that's Stephen Neal. So again, if that's of interest to you, go and show some support. Let's quickly do one more. Who's this? Okay, this is Mark Lucas, who's also an author. His book is called A Life a Bit Less Ordinary, Bipolar Disorder for the Average Joe. That's an important book. Mark, feel free to send me one of those. It's about mental health and mental illness. I think a discussion that isn't spoken about, sorry, a conversation or topic that isn't spoken about enough. So we'll do a couple more tomorrow, but those are those two now. So that's Mark and Stephen. All right, let's talk boxing, people. Let's start with Billy Joe Saunders. Simple question: is Billy Joe Saunders right or wrong for, in his own words, removing himself from the Canelo equation? I mean, look, we're only discussing this. Billy Joe Saunders has obviously made the decision, so in his mind, he's right. He's right, and I don't think anyone's going to convince him he's not right. But I still think it's a discussion to be had. What we do know after watching, I don't know if you guys have watched, but the Kugan Cassius interview with him, and I think the one that gave us a bit more information was the interview he had, I think, with Danny Flexen from Seconds Out. Both videos are up now. Go and check them out. From listening to Billy Joe, firstly, I think what we know is that there was no concrete offer. In fact, let's rewind a bit. Billy Joe was pretty much nailed on to fight Canelo if COVID didn't happen in May. It looked like at that time there was a few people, so it was Callum Smith, there was even talks about Murata, I believe, but Billy Joe was the person. It wasn't announced, but I remember Mike Coppinger, who is the man in the know, right, said it's a done deal. It didn't happen, and then you would have expected it to be a done deal for September or whenever Canelo was going to come back. You don't, I know there would have been a different type of negotiation because of finances, but once that negotiation or that hurdle was overcome, you would have thought that it's going to be Billy Joe Canelo, because it was going to be Billy Joe Canelo. So yeah, that was supposed to happen in May. Let's fast forward to where we are now, end of July, and Billy Joe, it seems, was in discussion, but listening to what he said he didn't have enough time to get ready. That's not me putting words in Billy Joe's mouth. That's just what he said in the interview. He said that he didn't feel like 8 or 9 weeks was enough time to get ready to fight Canelo. Now, I guess us average near mortals sitting down on our chairs would be like, what? How could 9 weeks not be enough time to get ready for a full-time athlete? But Billy Joe's saying it's not enough time to get ready. And I guess we can only agree with him. Maybe 9 weeks isn't enough time to get ready, especially if you're talking about getting ready from a point of not being match fit. Let's use that term. If he was in supreme condition right now, so say he was Eubank Jr. condition, then 9 weeks would be, I guess, enough time to get ready, right? Remember, we're talking about getting ready for Canelo. So you're talking about getting ready for the toughest fight of your life, the pound for pound #1. So maybe where Billy Joe Saunders is now, which looks about north of 190, maybe it's not enough time to kind of prepare and get ready for Canelo. I don't know how I feel about that. In my head, I feel like that is enough time. But again, I'm not an athlete. I've never been a top athlete. I'm guessing a top athlete would tell you that that's not enough time, right? I think, again, us like non-athletes, guys that maybe go to the gym once or twice a week, probably think, yeah, 9 weeks is enough. Maybe it isn't. And maybe he's thinking, I'm not just accepting that, right? I want to be the best Billy Joe I can be, which he's going to have to be to beat Canelo. And 9 weeks isn't enough time. He spoke about needing 4 months. 4 months to be in tip-top condition. Maybe that is the case, people. And maybe we're reading it wrong. Maybe that's how long you need. And I don't know. He also spoke about the money. Obviously, it's a lot less money. He compared it to, I think, what was his comparison? To steak, what he would have got first time round if he fought Canelo in May, to a gone-off cheeseburger. So, again, it's a couple of big differences there. You know what it is? I sometimes feel once you start fighting at that very, very elite level, where there's clearly A and B sides, A side will always dictate until you get to a point where you then become the A side and you can dictate. This seems to be how it is at the very, very top level. The A side will try and get as many advantages as possible. So that could be not giving you enough time to get in proper shape, right? That could be rehydration clauses. That could be low balling. It happens. But the thing is, even with the A sides now, so the Canelos of the world, there was a time when they were the B side and those things were being dictated to them, right? There is no way that Mayweather didn't dictate nearly all of those things to Canelo. And there's probably no way that Mayweather didn't get those things dictated to him when he fought Arturo Gatti, right? I mean, this seems to be how it is at the top tier of boxing. And I just wonder if Billy Joe Saunders is the type of person that just won't accept that, right? Just, no, I'm not accepting that, right? Because throughout his career, maybe apart from the David Lemieux fight, he's been the A side. In fact, yeah, he's probably been the A side, maybe 50-50 with Andy Lee. But apart from that, he's been the A side through 99% of his career. And he's not used to being dictated to like this. And he won't accept it. And I don't know. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I'm not sure. All I know is he misses out on the most important fight of his career. And someone else will take that spot. And that someone else looks like Callum Smith. And if Callum Smith puts up a good performance, then who knows? Imagine it's like a fight of the year. I don't think it will be. Imagine it is. Then Callum Smith will get their shot again, a rematch. People will scream for the rematch in May. So I think Billy Joe Saunders has missed out here. But I've always thought that, and Floyd's done this as well. Floyd gives fighters short notice as well, like 2 months. And I'm agreeing with Billy Joe here. That's not enough. They're staying in shape, and there's when you take your body to an extreme level of fitness. So again, Billy Joe can stay in, I think he's, a guy that fights at 168, he doesn't really want to go above 180. That's staying in shape. When you take your body to an extreme level of fitness, that's a whole different ballgame. And maybe he's thinking, I need 4 months to get into where I am the best Billy Joe, the best version of me to take on that monster. And he's probably thinking 9 weeks and lower money compared to what he was offered before just isn't enough. I know he's got a lot of stick for it. I've given him stick for it on this channel. I just don't know. I'm still like that. Is he right or wrong to turn down this opportunity? I mean, if you were offered the fight in May, do you not, in your head, think, okay, I'm going to be the next man up. Let me just stay in unbelievable shape until then? No? Or I don't know. No one knew what was going to happen right in the boxing world. No one could foresee that fighters will be out the ring for so long. But I mean, you've got to stay in shape. To me, you've got to stay in supreme shape. He also did, though, speak about maybe he doesn't live the life. He spoke about this honestly and said, maybe I don't live the life. I'm the kind of person that, you'll get a phone call and someone will say, do you want to fight? And you're like, yeah, give me 4 months. I don't know. What's the phrase? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready or something. Is it stay ready to get ready? I can't remember what the phrase is. But that clearly, whatever that phrase is, that clearly isn't Billy Joe. It clearly isn't. Again, I think he just doesn't like being dictated to. And that's a problem. But I also feel that every A side now was once the B side, and they got dictated to. That's just how it is, right? I'm guessing Manny Pacquiao got dictated to when he fought Oscar. Beat Oscar, became the king. Canelo got dictated to when he fought Floyd. Didn't beat Floyd, but put up a good performance enough, so he still remained a relevant A side for other fighters, right? It just happens. Unfortunately, it's not a good thing, but that's boxing, and that's what the top table looks like. And if you don't want to play by those rules, then you might not get the fights. And I'm not even saying that's right. I'm just trying to say that that's how it is. That's how it is. Everyone was once the B side. Everyone got dictated to. Everyone. Floyd definitely got dictated to. You know? Right, no doubt Floyd got dictated. Even though he made a lot of money, Floyd definitely got dictated to when he fought Oscar and when he fought Arturo. No doubt. You know, happily be the B side. So confident he was going to win. Took their heads. When he fought Arturo was the man. Not a man in terms of a good fighter, although he was a good fighter, but he was the man in terms of the draw. Floyd took his head. When he fought Oscar, took his head. Then he became the dictator. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Horrible world, boxing. That's how it is. All right, let's have a look and see what there is to talk about. Again, I did say it's going to be a long video, people. So if you haven't grabbed the coffee, grab it now. Isaac DOGBOE bounces back with stoppage over Avalos. Well done, DOGBOE. Had a couple of tough defeats back to back. Was back to back, wasn't it? I think it was. So well done to him, bouncing back with a win. Kell Brook to Crawford, Thurman. I can be ready for October, November. That's almost like what Billy Joe said, right? I can be ready in 4 months. Let's see. Let's see what happens with Brook and both of those fights. I think they're both good fights for all three. All right, all three. Thurman, Brook, good fight. Crawford, Brook, good fight. I like both of them. But I like the Thurman Brook fight more. I think Crawford will just outbox, and it could be slightly embarrassing down the stretch for Brook. But I think Thurman Brook's. I'll lean towards Thurman just because he's been in there with the better opposition of recent. But that's a tough fight, man, for both of them, especially if it can be at a catch weight at 150, so Brook doesn't have to kill himself. Ferrari, no engine at 147. Let's see. Deontay Wilder manager. Fury trilogy fight will happen this year. That's what we need to hear. Boxing's bouncing back, people. I'm sure there's some announcements of big fights, or I might just announce them myself. I don't think, are they in this? I don't think so. Okay, we're just going to talk about them anyway. But boxing's coming back. PBC, who have been quiet, let's be honest, they've been quiet, right? Top Rank putting on shows. Eddie's doing it in the back garden. BT Sports office over there. Frank Warren, wasn't great that show, was it? But everyone's kind of bouncing back. PBC have been quiet, and all of a sudden they've gone Charlo, Derevyanchenko, boom. Gervonta Davis, Leo Santa Cruz, pay-per-view, boom. Charlo, Jason Rosario, boom. That's big. That's bigger than what any of these guys are doing right now. They've just gone boom, boom, boom. That's massive. We're going to talk about those fights a bit more if they are below. You know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about them now. Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz is a big fight. In America, they're chucking it on pay-per-view as well. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Both of them very, very good boxers. It's a good fight, you know. Good fight. Leo Santa Cruz can box inside. For someone that's very long and rangy, can box inside. What weight is that fight going to be at, though? If it's at 130, I'm very, very interested. If it's at 135, I just think Gervonta Davis is going to be just too big, too strong. I really do. If it's at 130, though, where Gervonta Davis has to, struggle to make a weight a little bit, very interesting fight. Charlo versus Rosario for all the marbles. Come on. This is what I want, right? Ain't this what we want? This is what we want. That's a bloody good fight. And then Charlo versus Derevyanchenko. It's like PBC have decided to bounce back and bounce back big. And these are all fights scheduled for, I think, September, October. And now we're hearing Wilder Fury could happen by the end of the year as well. So it's been a tough few months for boxing, but the back end should be good, right? It's everything from September onwards, especially if we do get Canelo versus Callum Smith. I mean, there's a few big fights back to back now. And yeah, I'm excited again, people. Very, very excited. All right, what else do we have? Oscar Valdez drops Jason Velez 3 times, stops him in the 10th. Good win for Valdez there. Does it set up the Miguel Bichelt fight? If it does, please God, another big fight. Let that happen. Let's see, right? Let's see. I'm not quite sure if it will. I hope it does. What's that? What else do we have here? Jeff Horn. TSZYU is riding Father Costa's coattail. He has little experience. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see, right? You're fighting him in August. So next month, let's see if he's riding his father's coattail. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I mean, if you can get your foot in the door somehow by using your father's name, your uncle's name, anyone's name, get your foot in the door. I think people, big people like this, get your foot in the door. You've still got to prove yourself once you're in the fucking door, right? But get in. It's so difficult in any industry now to get in, any industry. But once you're in there, still got to do it. Like people dig Eddie Hearn saying if it wasn't for Barry Hearn, okay, cool. But Eddie Hearn's now in, and now look what he's doing. He's doing way more than Barry Hearn ever did. So he's in, but he's doing. I mean, like, fucking hell, there's a lot of sons and nephews that have got the opportunity, ain't done shit. So I have no problem with anyone riding anyone's coattail. Just once you get in there, prove yourself. And I think he's doing that. And that's TSZYU that I'm talking about, by the way. But that's a good fight. I think he's just a bit pissed off that TSZYU is favourite to win that fight, which he probably shouldn't be. But we'll see. I'm hearing that TSZYU is the real deal, by the way. I've got a few followers of mine in Australia. And I thought that Costa was like, I mean, I thought that Jeff Horn was comfortably going to beat him. They're like, no, TSZYU is a real deal. So we'll see. We'll see. What else do we have to talk about? I said this is the big one. And all of a sudden, I feel like there's not much else to talk about. Let me quickly jump on to Mike Coppinger's Twitter, because I'm sure there was something else that I wanted to speak about that I've just forgotten. Apologies, beeps. Apologies. I actually wouldn't mind it being a short video because I do want to go back to bed because I'm just feeling lazy today. Quick news update for you guys. I'm going to have my own show on TalkSport. Got an email today just telling you guys, just letting you guys know what's going on in my world. My first show is next week. Shitting myself. Absolutely crapping myself. There's one thing being a guest, right? That's easy. But when you're the host and you've got all these fucking weird buttons you got to press and blah, 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 I'm actually pooing myself. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so just a bit about what this Callum Smith thing. So, yeah, I think I said this yesterday, but it seems as though Callum Smith will get the 5 million that he's asking for. I think he asked for 6, but he's going to get 5. They are looking at a September 12th date. So what day is it today? July 22nd? Callum Smith looks like he's in shape anyway. He has to stay in shape. Callum Smith can't balloon up. If he ballooned up, he'd be too big. So he's looking at, what's that, 8 weeks? Is that 8 weeks? About that, right? Yeah. 5 million, 8 weeks, Canelo, tick, tick, tick. Right? Tick. What I'm hoping, and this is the thing, I'm hoping to God that there is no rehydration clause. I mean, you know what he's like. You hope that that's not happening. A couple of quick pointers here, that the Charlo versus Derevyanchenko fight is done. PBC, pay-per-view in September. So it's all going to be pay-per-view, all these events. So Charlo versus Rosario, pay-per-view, and Leo Santa Cruz versus Gervonta Davis, pay-per-view. All of these are pay-per-view in America. But yeah, that's all, people. Thanks for tuning in once again. Much appreciated. Peace. Oh, wait. No, nothing.